Hi, I'm Score. This is my co-host Jahansep. You are listening or watching episode 9 of Players vs. Platinum, the podcast. And today we are going to talk about the best video game series to platinum, according to us, of course. If you disagree, let us know in the comments, or if you agree, let us know in the comments. But before we dive into the topic, what have you been playing? Jahansep, what have you been playing?
Hi everyone, welcome back. So in October, I got myself 2 platinums. One was The Last of Us 1 remaster on the PS4. So I know this is one you've done. I've also got the 100% in it. So it was the one with the big multiplayer grind, the Left Behind
Juicy.
DLC, and the 2 Grounded DLC trophies. So it was fun. It was good. It took a lot of time. The multiplayer was quite a big grind. Grounded was okay. It was weird because there were certain encounters that I was worried about. They were easy, and then the encounters I didn't think about became really difficult. It was so strange.
Okay.
And Toulouse 1 is kind of unforgiving because there are some encounters where you must kill all the enemies to progress, whereas in 2, I think you can skip through and get to the exit.
Yeah.
But in 1, you have to kill all enemies. And then the second platinum I got was Split Fiction, finally. I convinced, after months of motivating and convincing my wife to come back and finish this, so... it was quite easy because I didn't realize we left it at like maybe the game was 60% finished, 70%. We were over halfway. So, and we finished it over 2 sessions. So that was good. And then otherwise, I've just been doing some DLC. So I'm doing the 100% on Toulouse 2 remakes. I've done no return mode. And now I'm working through chronological playthrough. And that's it really. A bit of grinding in the background on long-term platinums.
Yeah. My spooky season October was quite intense in terms of games. I played 2 horror games. The first one was Silent Hill 2 Remake, and I absolutely loved my first playthrough. I think this is my game of the year. I'm aware that it had a release in 2024. That's why I have also a game of the year for this year, which is Kronos, the New Dawn. For those that don't know, it's basically a mixture between Dead Space and Resident Evil. So, yeah, I was surprised. I knew nothing about the game until you mentioned it. I watched the trailer and I was like, man, this looks like something I'd be interested in, and I completely was. I had a few struggles with the platinum because on hard difficulty, the autosaves are pretty unforgivable. And I have 2 examples for that. I finished a boss, and on my way back to the save point, I died by an exploding enemy, and I had to redo the boss. That's how
That's
brutal it
harsh.
was.
That's harsh.
And one time the game crashed on me after a boss fight or during a boss fight, I don't know, and I had to redo the boss fight. And the final boss is completely different from everything else. So it's a very slow game, very atmospheric, and yeah, it's not a fast-paced action game, more like a slow survival survival horror game. But the final boss was so fast, and on hard difficulty, he eats your bullets like nothing, and yeah, it wasn't fun. So, but overall, both trophy lists were really good. Both games are from Bloober Team, so they won me over with these 2 games because their 2 previous games, I think.
The
Blair
medium.
Witch, yeah, The Medium and Blair Witch, I like both games. They were atmospheric, but they lost me in the end. And Silent Hill, absolute banger, highly recommended. No hard difficulty playthrough. I did both games in 3 playthroughs because I added a mandatory blind playthrough, which was the best decision. So yeah, and now I'm kind of in limbo. I'm trying to find the next game that hooks me. And I played a little bit of Assassin's Creed Shadows. I played a little bit of Tetris Effect. I played a little bit of the casting of Frank Stone, which is a choice-based games from the developers of Until Dawn and the Dark Pictures anthology. So yeah, but quite successful month of earning trophies, I'd say. So, what news have we to discuss?
Well, Black Ops 7 is out this month
Really?
in, I think, 2 weeks. And I keep checking for the trophy list, but it hasn't been released yet. So I'm very intrigued. Obviously, this is the first time we've got back-to-back Call of Duty Black Ops games in 2 years. So it's getting kind of mixed publicity, I think. I think people are nervous about it, but I just want to see the trophy list. I want to see what's involved, how hard the zombies are. I'm still not sure if I'm getting it, but that's coming out in 2 weeks. And then
Wow.
they announced that Halo is coming to the PS5 next year. So that's
Okay.
Halo Combat Evolved, the
Crazy.
first game. Yeah, I don't know if it's been remade or if it's a remaster, but it looks pretty good. I have never played Halo because I just didn't really I didn't own an Xbox. I never really had many friends who had one. So I've never actually played Halo. So I think it would be a treat for me personally next year to finally play a Halo game, the first one. And the other big news is last week, Capcom did a really big Resident Evil 9 Requiem video. It's about 9.5 minutes long. It's really worth watching. I highly recommend it. They've got the actress who plays Lady D from Resident Evil Village. She seems to be like the public spokeswoman for Resident Evil now. It's really good.
Okay.
She speaks really well. She's very
Yeah.
dramatic. So she does, in this 10 minutes, she does a recap of the story, including all the games leading up to 9, which is quite good because it makes it feel all like they've planned everything, which is definitely not the case. And then they released pre-orders, so they've released the deluxe edition. They kind of hint at what you get, the skins and stuff. They've got, I think, a steelbook, and then one thing that, I mean, it annoyed me, but I mean, it's good, but the Nintendo Switch is getting an exclusive Requiem controller,
Oh, okay.
which is great for Nintendo fans. But I'm like, how many people use a controller with Nintendo Switch?
Do you want my money? I
So
can't hear.
I'm hoping there's a PS5 DualSense Requiem
Okay.
controller. I really hope, but yeah, it's worth watching that video. It's really good, very entertaining.
Yeah, crazy. Because to me, it feels like Black Ops 6 just released, and my platinum journey is still fresh in my head this year, and yeah, the new one, and then Halo. Okay, Halo. I never played Halo, but I'm not sure if I'm interested in that. Um, I'll wait. I'll wait and see. And then the Resident Evil 9. I still think I would love to play Village before I watch any footage of any other Resident Evil.
You then they're not connected.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're not connected. I would say 7 and 8 are their own two games, and 7 and 8 are connected. But 9 has gone in a completely different direction. You wouldn't even think it comes after Village. I'm being honest.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
you could play 9 and not play Village, and you'd have no problem, I
Mm, mm.
think.
Okay.
But you have 4 months to play Village.
The thing is, I'm not sure. I'm interested in it more than ever because I'm on a high of survival horror games, which is my new favorite genre, I think. But I'm not sure if I'm ready for another survival game. Um,
This one has a bit more action, I'd say.
okay, okay.
A little bit
Maybe
more
maybe
action.
that's my next game
Yeah. It's
I
a good
play.
winter game as well. It's a good winter
Yeah,
game.
that's what I'm telling myself. It's
Yeah.
still cozy season,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
dark outside.
The
Yeah.
aesthetic of Village is really nice. It's really cool.
Okay. Yeah, I might try that after the podcast. And then, speaking of Resident Evil, I'm always telling you, no, I haven't watched any trailers or anything. But can you believe it? I clicked on a video for a trailer for a video game called the Florist,
Mm.
and the tagline, the first three words in the trailer is "beautiful survival horror," and the gameplay is like Resident Evil style gameplay, and I was like, okay,
Old school
yeah,
Resident
old
Evils,
school,
the
yeah,
fixed
yeah,
fixed
yeah,
camera angles. Yeah,
yeah, and I was like, maybe that's a game that teaches me how to appreciate fixed camera angles, and then I can go back to the original Resident Evil because it still bothers me that I haven't at least platinumed or played one Resident Evil from the old games with the fixed camera and stuff. I really would love to do that. So if you're
yeah,
interested in survival horror, I recommend the trailer. Check it out. It's
yeah. It
still an
looks good.
announcement trailer, so I think the game will be released next year
I think
someday.
so.
I don't know. Yeah, but that's it. That's the news. And are you ready to go into the topic of platinuming series, video game series? Um, I think before we start, I would love to give you my definition of platinuming a series, because technically speaking, you have to completing is 100%ing series, but I'm no completionist. And in my mind, is earning the platinums in all main games in a series, completing a series, video game series. Yeah, because some of the video games have crazy DLCs, and I'm not there yet. So yeah, I don't need video game developers having more control over my life. Yeah, that's something I wrote down. Um, what are your experiences with the platinuming series? Have you completed a series or?
I have completed some series. I think the obvious one is Uncharted.
Mm-hmm.
I've got all. There are 6 Uncharted
Yeah,
games,
yeah, I
and
think
I've
so.
done all of them. And I've even done. I have 7 Uncharted Platinums because I've done the PS5 remaster, the Thieves Collection, Legacy of Thieves Collection.
Mm.
So I've done that.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people. The thing that holds them up is the Vita game
Yeah,
because not a lot of people have the Vita, and also
I
it's a grind. But it's a really good game. I've done Far Cry. I think Far Cry 1 is unobtainable.
Far
Far
Cry
Cry
2.
2, I'm not sure. People say you can still get on multiplayer. I don't know.
I heard the multiplayer is unobtainable, and the classic Far Cry Classic one has no multiplayer, and therefore is still obtainable.
Okay,
I
but
don't know. Okay.
out of the Far Cries I've got access to, 3, 4,
Uh-huh.
5, 6, Primal, New Dawn, I've platinumed all of them.
Yeah.
Um, I think in terms of series, that's the only ones that I've really, I'd say, completed per se. And then
Mm-hmm.
there's a few that I'm working on that I really do want to complete.
Because they are so there are so many games in these series. I think my first ever series to complete was Infamous. And that's a special series because the first trophy I ever earned was in Infamous 1. So having 1, 2, Second Son, and
Something light.
First Light, right?
First light. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I even got the 100% Festival of Blood kind of game, which was fun, but has no platinum. And the second series I have completed is the God of War series, and
Nice.
that's something I really enjoyed because I played them on my PS2, the first one and the second one, and I would have never thought I would be good enough to earn the platinums, and I told myself that for a very long time. And when I finally went back and pushed through, I think hard difficulty, it was quite satisfying. So, and actually, I enjoy the the older games a little bit more than the new ones,
Okay.
because they are more compact. You know, they are. It's 10 to 15 hours. It's not huge open world. Its gameplay is it isn't. I don't like stats maxing with, oh, this armor has 2.5% more damage reduction, and this armor has more fire resistance, and this I don't like these stats and luck stat and whatnot. So I really appreciate the simplicity of the first trilogy. Or yeah.
So it's funny with God of War. I haven't played the originals, but a lot of my friends did. They loved them, and I've watched a lot of gameplay. And they, when you think about it, with 2018, they changed the game so much. I'm surprised it went down so well. Like it's like a beloved game, but then when you think about it, they give you a son. That's really annoying. They give you all the stats and RPG and armor stuff. I'm just surprised it went down so well. There wasn't really a lot of loud voices saying this is not God of War. This is not how it should be. But
I think Kratos is a very strong character, very beloved. So
yeah,
it had a big the name Kratos or God of War was very big. So new people were very interested in that, and I think the newer games are way more approachable and easy to get into and more cinematic. Not more
yeah.
cinematic, but yeah, it's and I think the big name plus the new audience and that merged together very well.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so that is that. Another series I love but haven't nearly completed is Assassin's Creed. I think that was the first series I loved because I played Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, Assassin's Creed 3, and then the Black Flag I have played, and then Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, Shadows. So I've played a lot of them, and I prefer the newer one. See, they made the same things. They made changes to the series, made it more approachable, and I think that's how you transition into a new phase of these games. Because I don't think the old games would be as successful as they were back then. So,
How many platinums do you have in AC?
so Assassin's Creed 2, Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, yeah, 4. But I played all of them. I played 1, 2, 3, Revelations, and Brotherhood, which are kind of side games or not main games. Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, and a little bit of Shadows. So I've played 9 games, and I think there are way more. There is Rogue, there is
There's the London and Paris ones.
Yeah, the Syndicate.
Yeah.
So there are so many games in the series, and I've seen people platinum the whole series, and then some people make it so that they appear in chronological order. They keep one trophy left and pop it when they are ready to pop it, and that's so crazy. I've seen trophy lists, and I'm like, May, what is your brain doing? How
Yeah,
is that even possible?
I respect that. I have 2 platinums, but the thing for me is whenever I play an Assassin's Creed game, I haven't played
Hmm.
that many, but I like it. I do like it.
Hmm.
I always take a break in the middle. So even with Mirage, which was small, and my first Assassin's Creed Platinum, I had to take a break.
Hmm.
Shadows, I took a break. I don't know how people jump from one Assassin's Creed game to the next. Like, I cannot do this.
Yeah.
Even now, Shadows, I have to do the 100% completion, and it requires another playthrough. And I'm like, no, not yet.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but I love Shadows. Shadows is my. I haven't played many brand new games this year, and probably Shadows is my game of the year for new releases.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really like Shadows a lot. Um, and I've because I'm cleaning up my backlog, I have popped trophies in Odyssey. So what I've said to myself, I own Valhalla as well, but what I've said to myself is when I next feel like doing an Assassin's Creed game, it'll have to be Odyssey.
Okay.
Because I've already got like 8, 9 trophies. So I can try and
Okay.
complete
So
that.
you have
And
played it, and okay. Hmm.
yeah, so I can complete that and get my completion percentage up, etc. I really want to do Valhalla eventually, but Valhalla is just
Another beast.
it's
Yeah.
too big. Yeah, it's too big. But one day I hope to because it does look awesome.
Yeah. It is my favorite still after Assassin's Creed 2. Yeah, exactly. And then I think there are series that are loosely called a series. I mean, the FromSoftware games.
Yeah,
There is obviously Dark Souls 1 to 3, but I would say the FromSoftware series is Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1 to 3, Bloodborne, Sekiro, Elden Ring. And I have all of these platinums, but Night Rain broke the streak. But then again, is it a classic Souls game? I think it's not.
it's multiplayer, right?
Multiplayer roguelike. It's not
Yeah,
a classic From Software game, so
it's yeah, it's different enough. I think you could say you've platinumed the From Software series, the single.
series.
You could say
Yeah,
the single player series, I
yeah,
guess.
maybe that.
That's the wording. But Night
Yeah,
Rain is definitely an outlier. It's a different thing they've done because Elden Ring's so popular, and they just
yeah,
wanted to, not
yeah,
cash in, but they wanted to
yeah.
make
I
something
mean,
again for the fans.
I appreciate From Software from doing something different because I think they get tired of their own formula, and when they
Yeah.
make a new game and learn something from it, it will benefit the new Souls classic Souls game, the next one after Elden Ring. So that's a very very cool series to platinum. And then yeah, I personally call I call it the Supermassive series, which is Until Dawn, the 4 games in the Dark Pictures anthology. Then there's The Quarry and the new game, The Casting of Frank Stone. Um, and I started it yesterday, but it hasn't clicked yet. Although I was very interested in, but it's not as straightforward as I thought it would be. Basically, it's a choose your own adventure story in the setting of Dead by Daylight, slasher horror, but I haven't seen anything really of it. I played for like 2 hours, and yeah, it's um, I don't know. It's definitely it feels different, but maybe I was just like tired of playing games because I did Silent Hill and Chronos back to back. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
maybe hopefully it will click. Hopefully it will
yeah.
click.
I hope so too. I
And
hope so too.
and you like the series. They've made so many good quality games. This one's not
Yes.
going to suddenly be bad quality. So
No, it looks fantastic. It yeah. Maybe it's I wasn't in the right mindset of it, or it didn't. What's the word? My expectations weren't met, and that's why I didn't like it as much. But I think with a new mindset, okay, it is something different, or it takes more time to get into it. I think with a bit of a different mindset, then I can get into the game, and yeah,
and then there's, I guess, series that we want to complete that we're working on.
yeah,
I know I have a few. Um
yeah,
and yeah, I think there's two big ones, although I added one this year, but the two big ones I'd say are the Arkham games. There's not a lot of games. In Arkham, there's technically 5 games, but
hmm
one is unobtainable, unfortunately, which is Origins on the PS3. So I've got 2 platinums, and I need to do Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, which I played a lot of on the PS3, but I'm gonna do the PS4 ones. And then with Origins, I've decided I'm going to try and 100% the single player. So I
hmm
think there's quite a lot of trophies for that because it's already on my trophy list at like 2%
yeah,
or something. So I'm going to just try and finish the story player and enjoy myself and then leave it. So Arkham is a series I really want to complete. The other one, which takes a lot of time, is Resident Evil,
yeah.
which I've done 7 platinums, which is 6 games
Wow.
because one game I did twice. So six
Okay.
games.
hmm
And now I've got a few more to do. They just, yeah, I just need to do them. And there'll be one added in February, so there'll be another one in February.
Yeah.
But the one I've got now that I've already popped trophies for is a bit of a grind. It's got something called raid mode,
hmm
and it's got like a few co-op trophies. So I'm just trying to figure that one out before I start popping trophies for another Resident Evil.
hmm
But I'm hoping. I don't know if between now and February, I don't know if I can do maybe 1 or 2 more Resident Evil Platinums. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
I'd like to. I'd like to get that series done next year, and
hmm
then another series that I've become obsessed with this year is Call of Bloody Duty.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the year, I had one Call of Duty Platinum? Yeah, I had one, Modern Warfare 2018, which is the easiest because it's just single player. And then I did Black Ops 6 I think I got it done in January. And Black Ops 6, thanks to our friends, Shaz Get Shanked, I learned
Yeah.
how to do zombies.
hmm
Multiplayer was already decent at because I played it growing up, and the single player is okay. So I think Black Ops 6 opened the door, and a platinum I really wanted for a long time. When I became a platinum trophy hunter, one game I really wanted was Black Ops 1 because it was my first online Call of
mm
Duty back in
Wow.
2010. And it was a
hmm
big game in my friends group. Like we played a lot of it. And I got to finish that this summer, which I was so
Wow.
happy about. Um, I think it was my second ultra rare. I can't remember. It was one of my first 2 ultra rare platinums.
hmm
So I did Black Ops 1, Black Ops 6. I did Modern Warfare 2. And currently I have technically 4 in progress. I say technically because one is Modern Warfare Remastered, which was a platinum. I got 75% of the trophies and I stopped because of one stupid, annoying trophy. I
hmm
stopped it like 2 years ago, so I need to go back. So I say it's in progress, but I don't play it. I just need to go back and try and pick it up.
Yeah.
I'm doing Advanced Warfare. I started the platinum, the single player. I got the co-op trophies done, but there's a lot of DLC. So I started they came on sale and I picked them up. So what I started doing is I started working with some guys to do the DLCs 100% before I got
Mm-hmm.
the platinum.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't finished it. Everyone's playing their own games, so I might go back and just get the platinum.
Yeah.
And then the big
Wow.
one I'm working on, which is going to be easily my grindiest platinum and my most rarest platinum, is Black Ops 3, which
Wow.
is 0. I think 80% ultra rare and is an
Nice.
immense grind. Immense.
Yeah.
Like I have a Google Doc dedicated to it. That's the
Oh.
kind of platinum it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I have an entire
Nice.
Google
Yeah.
spreadsheet
Yeah.
with loads of tabs. Like
Wow.
that's how big it is. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I really like that. And I think the Call of Duty, from what I've learned from talking to people on YouTube and online, is it's quite a popular series for people to try and platinum all of it.
Mm-hmm.
People really like it. And I've seen some people who've done most of them. I think our friend Shaz has done every single Call of Duty platinum, which is
Wow.
insane.
Yep.
Um, so that's one that I'm working on. And then lastly, a dream series that I would like to platinum, but it's again a huge grind, takes a lot of time, is Metal Gear Solid.
Okay.
Because I
Yeah.
love Metal Gear Solid. But that involves some PS3 platinums and it's just, yeah, it's a lot of games and a lot of grind. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Big projects. Big projects. um. I think my most wanted series is the Far Cry series. I would love to earn the platinum in the first game, Far Cry Classic. Um, and then, I mean, more games in the Resident Evil series is definitely a plan. But I'm not sure if I want to complete the series. I think with series, it's okay. What is the next game I want to do in the series? I'm slowly climbing the steps up to the next game, to the next platinum, because yeah, I mean, Resident Evil, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry are big series, and my brain doesn't do well with series. It easily gets bored, and
Mm.
yeah, I have to play different games, yeah, to stay interested in video games. And yeah, I think one big win would be the Vita game, Golden Abyss, in the Uncharted
Uncharted.
series. But I tried it, and crushing with the Vita in my hands. No way I'm going to do that. No way I'm going to do. It's
Dude, I've done it. I
yeah,
mean, you're gonna cramp your
yeah,
hands.
yeah.
There are
I'm not willing to do
it.
that.
You know what's weird about it is on with Uncharted crushing. There's always each game has certain sections that are just stupid, like really unnecessarily difficult, or you have to do it in a certain way.
Mhm.
With the Vita game, there's some sections that they're not even that hard, but it's because you're playing it on a Vita.
Mhm.
Like it's crazy. I remember there's one bit where you're climbing a ladder and three guys look down and shoot on you, and you have to, because of timing, without fail, you have to go to the right window and you must headshot him. You must headshot him. You can't just
Yeah,
shoot him and then shoot him again. You have to headshot
yeah,
him so he dies straight away. Then the next guy comes. You have to move your analog and you have to get the aim
yeah.
perfect. That section took me, I don't know, 10 goes, but it's doable.
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
doable.
I think I got stuck relatively early on, and I was like, no, no, I'm not doing that. Um, yeah, and I'd say, what is the what game would you be happy to get made into a series? What single game?
Um, I thought about this. I know you've asked for one game, but I've got two
Yeah,
answers.
you can name as many
Because
games as you want.
I also know they'll both never happen. But one is Days Gone.
Uh-huh.
I think the story, how number one ends, they left things open that you can make another sequel. I also think it's just it has certain gameplay elements I don't get in any other game. So I think
Hmm.
the open world motorcycle survival horror is very unique. The hordes are awesome
Yeah,
when you
they
find
are.
500 zombies on screen and
Hmm.
like it's the game handles it. It's so impressive.
Yeah.
So I think Days Gone would have been a nice series. And the other one I've gone for is Callisto Protocol, which I know we have different views on this game, but I think we don't seem to be getting any more Dead Space games. And Callisto Protocol is like a nice 12, 13 hour sci-fi survival horror. Like it's not long. It's it's quite fun. I think it's quite fun. So it would have been good if we could have got a trilogy out of that.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I just today I watched a video about people wanting the 8 Days Gone sequel. So the fan base is growing, and I think we will eventually get one. I don't know when, but I think it will happen at some point. With Callisto Protocol, and it's funny because both games you mentioned had a rough start from my opinion in my opinion, from my perspective. They weren't technically polished, and I think that is what turned off people, because I played Days Gone after the final patch and had no issues with it. And I agree, I would love to play a second game. So it's a fantastic game. I love open world games, and I mean, Bend Studios, the developer, had a live service game in development which was cancelled. So what are
Yep.
they going to do now? So I think Days Gone 2 could be a thing. Callisto Protocol. I mean, I haven't played it much. I couldn't get into it because I was frustrated very early on because of the melee combat, which is focused on one enemy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
if there's multiple enemies, it's not the most precise combat
Yes,
system,
it's the big flaw in the game. Yeah.
and that is what prevents me from getting into it. I'm craving for Dead Space. I'm yeah. It's I don't know. Yeah. Um, it's interesting that Callisto Protocol, Days Gone, and my pick is Bloodborne. I would love to have a second Bloodborne game. All of them are horror games. We want more horror games. Isn't that interesting?
Horror translates well on games. It
Yeah,
just horror games are
and
great.
they have all unique worlds, and yeah, it's just,
Yeah, a
man,
second.
Bloodborne 2. I would be through the roof, honestly.
I think Bloodborne 2 would be crazy. If they announced that, I just think people would go crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Dead
Okay.
Space, yeah, they remade Dead Space, and
Yeah,
excellent remake, by the way, excellent. And I don't know, they just stopped. I don't know, like I think it's a
yeah.
shame because we're in this place of great horror remakes, and
Mhm.
I just don't know why they stopped. I just think they should carry on, finish 2 and 3,
I th-
just get
I
it
didn't.
done.
I think they didn't see the money they expected, and that's
No, but
why.
I imagine they didn't exactly make a loss. Like I think
I don't
I don't
know.
know the numbers. I don't know, but it was quite popular and it was very well reviewed when it came out.
Mhm.
So I just think it's a shame.
Yeah. Okay, listeners or viewers, what game would you be happy to see to get made into a series? Let us know in the comments. Let's chat. Let's have a chat. I think, Dead Space 2, as we said, would be one of the things. A series that I haven't really dipped into, except for the most popular, in my opinion, Final Fantasy X. There is so many Final Fantasy games, and I'm really intimidated by them. And the only reason I have the platinum for 10 is because I saw it as a kid. So there was a big nostalgia part in my brain that was always intrigued. And I got the platinum, and it's a fantastic title, a fantastic game. Yeah, very grindy. And I have thought about starting another Final Fantasy game, and my choice would have been Final Fantasy VII Remake. But when I heard that this would be a trilogy, my brain shut off. And now there are 2 games, and the platinum for Final Fantasy VII Remake, the second part,
Rebirth.
Rebirth, yeah, right, has a ridiculous trophy requirement. So yeah, it's a big commitment. I don't think I will earn the platinum in one of these.
I have the same answer as you because it's a series that I've never played Final Fantasy, and it's a series that I do want to get into. But it was the same thing. I was like, there's like 17 of these games. How do I begin this? But then thankfully, I think my friend said to me, each game is its own story. So I own 16 and 7 Rebirth, and I'll eventually pick up 7 Remake. I think 7 Rebirth I got on a really good sale last year, but 16 I played the opening 20 minutes just to see. I have to be honest, I was quite blown away. I was actually quite shocked. I'm not gonna lie. It starts off really epic. The graphics are some of the best graphics I've ever seen in a game. The cutscenes were like you're watching Game of Thrones, and I look forward to 16. 16 will be my first Final Fantasy game, hopefully platinum. It'll be at some point next year, no question. I'm definitely going to do it. So I do look forward to that. But yeah, that is a series that I always knew of it growing up, but I just didn't pick it up. And but hopefully 16 is my way in.
And then kind of a trend as time goes by is to remake a certain series. What are your thoughts on remaking beloved series?
I am very pro remaking series and remakes. I'm very positive for this. I think that if you leave some games, they're stuck on certain console generations, which we might not have access to, especially PS2 backwards. I think PS3 is okay because a lot of us still have one. But I think remakes are just excellent because remakes have helped me get into new series. For example, Silent Hill 2, my first Silent Hill game. I probably wouldn't have played the older ones on PS3, but the remake appealed to me a lot, and now I love it. And now they're remaking, I think, 1. The Resident Evil remakes are like world class, and thanks to the remakes, they've given me what's now become my favorite game of all time. And the other good thing I think is that the remakes. I know a lot of hardcore fans of some of these games because I listen to a lot of podcasts from Resident Evil, and these guys are day one fans, which I'm not, and they get annoyed because their point is, in the last few years, we've had 3 remakes that could have been 3 brand new games, and my point is that the remakes bring in new fans. They sell really well, which then gives the company more money to make a brand new game to a high standard.
Yeah.
And for example, Resident Evil 9 is going to be the most, you know, technologically advanced Resident Evil game. The graphics are amazing. The gameplay is going to be really good.
Mm.
They probably tested a few things in the remakes. You can use a remake as a chance to test a few things and see if it works for the new game. So I like it. You know, first
Mm-hmm.
time I played a Dead Space game was the remake. First Silent Hill
Hmm.
game was the
Yeah.
remake.
Yeah.
My actually no, my first Resident Evil wasn't a remake. It was 7, but my second Resident Evil game was the remake 2. So I like it. They're now doing Metal Gear Solid. They did number 3, Snake Eater,
Mm-hmm.
remade. It got great reviews. I just think, yeah, I think it's a good thing to do. And also, some old games are just they're too old looking, and the controls are odd. And
Mm-hmm.
there's going to come a time when people just stop playing these games because they look too old. So I think it's a good thing to upgrade the games.
Yeah. I agree with that. And at first I was like, is it really necessary? Because when they announced The Last of Us Part 1, so the PS5 remake,
Yeah,
I was like, because I had such a strong connection to the PS4 remaster. And I thought the remaster just looked fine. And why do we need a remake? But then I played it and I kind of, yeah, saw why
yeah,
they redid it. And yeah, the best examples of that are Resident Evil 2. Knew nothing
yeah,
about the series, played that game. I did play 7 before that, which was great, but Resident Evil 2 Remake is what got me into the series, definitely. It was my first Resident Evil Platinum, I think, if I remember correctly. And now Silent Hill. I knew nothing about Silent Hill. I heard of the difficulty of the plot. That's all I knew, and how legendary and iconic the game was. But when I played the remake, they really captured the essence of that game. And if it's a remake like that, then I'm up all for it. I think I got tired of remasters, of cheap remasters.
mm,
But remakes, when they are done well, then I'm up for it. And they create new fans. Yeah, I
yeah,
agree. Um, and it's a good thing when new people get access to something. Um, yeah. Okay. I mean, not really a series, but a genre of games. These, what I like to call choose your own adventure, or for example, these interactive movies: Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, Telltale's The Walking Dead, Detroit Become Human. Yeah, the supermassive games. I think that's not really a series, but a genre I really like. And yeah, I hope that I get into the casting of Frank Stone, so I can continue the series of earning the platinums in these type of games. Um, okay, let's go over some series and name our favorite part or favorite game in the series. Um, for example, Uncharted, the Uncharted series. For me, it's Uncharted 2. I know many people started with 4 and it's their favorite, but Uncharted 2 for me blew me out of the park. I had a PS3, I remember that, and I played Uncharted 1, sorry, Uncharted 1, and I thought, wow, this is possible on a PlayStation 3. And then Uncharted 2 came out, and the intro sequence with Nathan Drake waking up hanging from a derailed train, climbing up, barely made it. I mean, my mind was blown, and that hasn't been captured ever since. They have some memorable sections in 3 and 4, but my brain at that time was like, no way, this is the games we get. At the time, I think it was the best looking PlayStation 3 game, maybe God of War 3, but these were top notch games. They improved everything from the first one, and that's what a sequel should be, in my opinion. What about you?
From Uncharted, I'd go with number two. Yeah, number
Okay.
two is like a blockbuster of a game.
Yeah.
I just thought I was in some great Hollywood action movie the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It's very
It was a
impressive.
playable movie. Yeah. Yeah.
It is very impressive. In fact, it's worthy of a replay. I platinumed it, but I haven't replayed it since I platinumed it, and I think it deserves it. It is very special. That's a game that lives up to all the hype, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else would I say? I'd say from the Far Cry games, 5. I love 5 so much. I love the setting in Montana, USA. I love the villain. I, I just love it. I love the look, the music, the gameplay. I really love 5.
Mm-hmm.
Um, from the Arkham games, this is hard because I guess probably the best all-round Arkham game is City, and City is a great sequel because they just made it bigger and open world, and it was just so ambitious. So I'll go with City over Night, even though I love Arkham Knight a lot. Resident Evil, my favorite is 4, obviously. And then from Call of Duty, I'm gonna go with one I did this year, which is the Modern Warfare 2 of the
Mm-hmm.
recent games, because it had a great campaign. I was really shocked. The campaign was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Really good settings, very good levels, like really very cool levels. And they had a co-op mode, which I really liked. So
Mm-hmm.
that stands out to me. I've only played 2 God of War, so this is a bit unfair, but I'm gonna go with Ragnarok. I know it frustrates a lot of people. I totally get it.
No.
I
Yeah.
totally get it. It's a bit too long. It's a bit too big. But I really like Ragnarok. Like that's another one where thought I was in like an action movie. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is very cinematic, and the ability to complete the whole series of God of War, it made me relive my previous experiences, and I learned that I enjoy the older games more. And my favorite in the series is God of War 3. It's just too epic. God of War 1 is really cool. And uh, on my second try of God of War 2, I found out it isn't that good. I don't know. I didn't feel as strongly as I thought I would be, and so the winner in that is God of War 3 is still my favorite, just because it's epic and it doesn't have the stats things in the gameplay. And then Resident Evil, it's 2 remake for me, just because it's yeah I couldn't get into I couldn't get into 4 as much as I'd like to. I heard great things about it, but it wasn't the same thing. And Resident Evil 2 remake did what um, Resident Evil 4 did to most people. So that is my favorite. Um, Supermassive games, I think Until Dawn is
mm,
still my favorite because it was the first one. And I recently played the remake on PS5, and it's still a good game. Um, I think if you have never played Until Dawn, it might be okay to pay $70, euros, whatever, full price. But I say the PS4 version is still looks good, and is like $10 or 20 bucks or something like that. So it's way cheaper. But the game still is great. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's scary, cheesy. Everything you want from an
Everything you
interactive
want.
horror.
Yeah.
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 Everything you want from that type of game and experience. Okay, I think that's it for the points. Of course, before we end this, we have some questions. And we have one question from Jules. And he asked, so trophies aside, what do you guys think makes for the perfect gaming experience? On the other hand, what do you feel makes a game bad? Do you want to go first or?
You can go first.
Okay. I think the biggest point is personal preference, because what is good to one person is bad to another person. For example, the Assassin's Creed series. People complained when they reinvented the series with Origins. It's not stealth anymore, it's action combat, blah, blah, blah. And that was the point where I really fell in love with this series, just because I found it more engaging. And yeah, so it's preference really. I think relatable characters are very important. James from Silent Hill 2 was relatable in a way because he said stuff I thought in my head, and for a long time that hadn't happened. And I was like, okay, it is interesting. And that drew me closer to the character. And yeah, it's same with The Last of Us. The characters is what pulled me in, and on the other hand, satisfying gameplay. And what is satisfying depends on your preference and your experiences, I think. Because you are into Call of Duty and I'm like, I played one to experience it, but it's not for me. And I wouldn't say they are bad because they sold millions of copies. They have how many games in the series, so it's a beloved franchise, but
Yeah.
to me it doesn't click. And yeah, so preference and then characters, gameplay. That's and on the other hand, what makes a game bad? Technical difficulties. For example, when I played Lords of the Fallen, the new game, on release, it was a bloody mess. Technical and frame drops and everything, bad textures and everything. And after patch 2.0, they revamped the game. They improved on everything, and yeah, now it's a good game. But back then it was bad, and same with Days Gone. I read some of the reviews, and it wasn't in a good technical state, and so I didn't bought it. Didn't buy it. Sorry, didn't buy it. Yeah, so that would be my answer to the question: what makes a game good and what makes a game bad?
I think for me, when I play a game, there's two key things: it's story and the gameplay. And if one is really good, like if one is 9 out of 10, that's enough for me. Um, so when I think of some of my perfect gaming experiences recently, I've played a lot of The Last of Us 2, which I really love. It's one of my all-time favorite games, and that's a good combo of an excellent story and gameplay that matches the story: tense, realistic, grounded. Um, and I think the world as well, you have to feel like you're in an immersive world that's been crafted very well. It has story, has lore, it's vibrant, there's things going on. I think that's important.
Mhm.
I think if you get some of those three things right, the world, the story, and the gameplay, you can have a good game. Um, I think of, for example, my favorite game, Resident Evil 4. The gameplay itself, I think, is so slick and
Mhm.
perfect. The combat is just so fun.
Mhm.
Um, the guns are great. The world is really immersive and interesting and done in so much detail. The story is really entertaining. Characters are great. So I think that. And then what makes a game feel bad? I think sometimes a game can just feel a bit half cooked, like
Mhm.
they've not put full effort in. Like sometimes the world isn't very well developed. It's like just
Mhm.
surface level. I think sometimes bad gaming mechanics, I think that can be annoying.
Mhm.
I also think sometimes overdoing it. Like we played at the beginning, I mentioned I platinum split Fiction, which is the co-op game from the guys who made It Takes Two and A Way Out, and they just went really ambitious with this game, and sometimes it was too much.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, like the boss fights really lingered and took ages, and some levels was just there was a lot going on, and they were like,
Mhm.
look, we've got all these mechanics, we're going to throw all of them at you, and I was just a bit like, this is a bit too
Yeah.
much for me, you know. Um, but yeah, same with you, technical issues. I get annoyed with like glitches or things in the game not working, like if you pick up an item and stuff. And I don't have crazy high standards. I'm not like someone who's obsessed with 60 frames a second. I don't really care
Yeah.
about that. I don't care if a game's 30, it's fine, I'll play it. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's just when things don't work in the world or prompts don't work, button prompts and things like that. That's annoying. Um, yeah.
Yeah. The love and attention to detail is really what can make or break a game. And yeah, putting too much into a game can ruin it. I get that. Um, Not enough is also a reason that could make a game bad. But then it depends. Another example is No Man's Sky. It was bare bones compared to today's standards, and I enjoyed the game because I didn't have any expectations. I wasn't hyped for 3 years and then projected anything onto the game. I just bought the game. Oh yeah, cool. Space exploration, nice. Just enough, and it was fun. So um, that was a really, really magic moment. The realization of expectations. Expectations can ruin a game very quickly. Yeah. Okay. I hope that answers your question, Jules. And then we have another one from Get Shanked. What game would you platinum again if you could? Or would you continuously platinum over and over ad infinitum? Oh, so the games I'm going back to The Witness, um, which is crazy. It's a puzzle game. You would think you know all the solutions, but yeah, I challenged myself to speed run the game, and my last completion from start to then the final challenge was 6 hours or so. So it's not a speed run that is crazy, but yeah, 6 hours. And I try to play the game once a year. And Far Cry 3, I have the platinum twice, is one of the games that's my favorite Far Cry in the series because it started it for me, and yeah, it had such a good flow. And yeah, Bloodborne, of course. Um, and then I want to pick up one thought you had, Jahanzeb, the Ghost
Mm,
Trophy mode. So
yes.
why wouldn't Sony implement a Ghost Trophy mode where you can replay the game with Ghost
Yes.
trophies?
Yes, I really think strongly about this idea that I came up with. I think there should just be a setting where, I don't know, maybe in the trophy menu it can be like platinum again, but obviously you don't get the platinum and the all the notifications come up, like everything. I just think there should be this ghost platinum idea where you can kind of go through it and do it again. Um, my answer is easy. It's Resident Evil 4. And the funny
Fair.
thing is, I kind of have platinum this game like 6 times because I know the trophies off by heart. I will sometimes do a playthrough and I will do the thing needed for the trophy, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
So like for example, you have to kill a Gyarados with a knife. I'll go and do that. I'll do things and I'll do the
Nice.
trophies in my own head. Like I'll do a gun and knife only playthrough, things like that. So
Hmm.
I would happily platinum it over and over again. I will. I've got the PS4 version still to do. I'm keeping that in the bank for a special weekend, so I'm going to platinum it again.
Yeah.
And I probably might, for fun, platinum it on my wife's account as well, because she never will. Yeah, Resident Evil 4. What else? Um, oh, I guess I wouldn't mind doing Arkham Knight again. I really liked Arkham Knight.
Hmm.
That was one of those rare games that I'd say is a perfect platinum. Um, Arkham Knight, I wouldn't mind doing again. Um, maybe one day Ragnarok. Maybe like if it's
Hmm.
been a few years and we haven't got a new God of War game. I think it's on. I think it's on PS4, so I could do the
Yeah.
PS4 platinum. Maybe, but the 100% would be Resident Evil 4.
I have some of the games in my on my list. For example, No Man's Sky for PS5. I would love to do Resident Evil 2 remake at some point. PS5 also. Um, and yeah, I think these two are the games I will do eventually, but I don't feel enough time has passed. So I'm saving, just like you said, I'm saving it for a special occasion, a special day or so, when I feel down, and then yeah, I start Resident Evil 2 remake on PS5 to platinum again. Yeah, that's it. I think. Let me check. Yep, that's the question for today. Of course, we have more questions from you guys, but they will be put to other episodes because they fit better. So no worries. Great questions, by the way. Always thought
Yeah,
provoking.
thank you guys.
Yeah. So let's recap. What's your favorite completed series, guys? Let us know in the comments. Give us the comments we want. It's not a show just about us, but also about you. We want to know what you are thinking about the perfect platinum series, and or which game would you be would love. Today I can't talk. I'm so sorry. Which game would you be happy to see in get made into a series, something like that? Um, should we give a little teaser of what's to come? Maybe. So in December there will be 2 episodes. So you can looking forward to that. And in January we will do the big end of the year discussions with how many platinums do we earn, and we comparing stats, and we share our goals. So that will be a big episode.
Yeah,
We are looking forward to. Yeah, this was episode 9 of Players versus Platinum. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, the last words are yours, Janza.
no, thank you very much, guys, for sending in the questions. We really like the questions a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, let us know what's your favorite series. which series have you completed the platinums in? Which is one that you're working on? Like you've heard me in school, we've got some projects that we're working on. What are your ones?
Mhm.
And as always, thanks a lot for watching or listening and supporting our videos. Really appreciate it. And we'll have 2 episodes for you out in December. So give you something to listen to over your Christmas break. And as always, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoy, and we will see you next month. Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye bye.